What's up, everybody? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button to the Hoops Tonight YouTube channel, and then follow me on social media on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter so you guys don't miss any of our content over the course of this season. All right, let's talk some basketball. Do you think LeBron is frustrated? Is he outwardly frustrated, or has it been quiet on the LeBron front? What are you hearing about LeBron and his kind of mood post-deadline?
He was a bit moody last night. His answers were short, and it's tough to separate that from another close loss to Denver. LA's lost 7 straight games to Denver now. It's kind of becoming, I was covering the Clippers in the mid 2010s, and those matchups, like once they beat the Warriors in 2014 in the first round, from that point on, the Warriors became the Warriors, and then it was like no matter what, they just had this stranglehold over the Clippers. And it mentally, where it'd be close, tough games, and then all of a sudden Golden State would just execute in the fourth quarter, and they'd beat the Clippers. And it's starting to kind of feel like that with this Lakers-Nuggets matchup, where yet again we see another game that goes down to crunch time, and Denver just out executes them over the last few minutes. So I don't know how much of it was that. But I asked LeBron about Austin spoke first. So Austin kind of mentioned that Denver kept running the same action that the Lakers were aware of. They just couldn't really stop it. So I asked LeBron essentially, you guys, this has been a theme with you guys against Denver where you know what they're running, and yet you guys still can't stop it. Like, how do you kind of like learn from this experience and take the film from tonight, especially those last few minutes, and apply it moving forward? And then he kind of had this remark about, really good teams, run the same stuff in crunch time, and they know what they're running. And, and it was kind of, I took it as a little bit of a shot at the Lakers crunch time offense. And, and he's kind of tends to take some of those sometimes. And he just wasn't in the best mood last night. And, we didn't ask him about the trade deadline, which maybe was a mistake on our part, but we had already asked him about it, several days in a row. And he was pretty clear that, this is the team, and I'm riding with my guys, even if obviously on social media, he hasn't necessarily been as supportive with his tweets and stuff. So I think there is a level of frustration because to LeBron, like, he doesn't care about a 2029 first round pick. To him, that is a means to improve the roster. And again, we can debate whether a guy, like, how much of an upgrade is a Royce O'Neal over a Taurean Prince, or even if it's maybe flipping Gabe and you're giving the first, and maybe Brooklyn would have been more open to that. To LeBron, it's like, I want to maximize this season. I want even if the roster is 1% better, that's what I want. And that is how he views things at all times. So for him, he wanted the Lakers to make a move. And I think it's tough for them to tell him we're standing pat and we're looking at the summer when he's going to be 40 at the end of the year. It's going to be year 22. Like, there's no assurances he's going to be healthy next season. There's no assurances AD is going to be healthy next season. So the Lakers are taking a calculated gamble here of, I wrote about it at the end of my story. Like, they've been pursuing a third star basically since the inception of LeBron and AD together. 2019, it was Kawhi Leonard. 2021, they went after several guys, landed Russell Westbrook, then quickly realized that was a disaster, pivoted to trying to get Kyrie Irving in 2022, and again at the 2023 deadline. And now in 2024, they're going after another third star. So they keep kind of kicking the can down the road in terms of the elusive third star that's going to be this ball handler that could take the pressure off LeBron and help run the offense in crunch time and this and that. But like, so far that plan has not really worked. And in the meantime, they made a lot of mistakes along the way with Alex Caruso and various different things. So to me, I think LeBron is frustrated. I don't know to like what extent and how that's going to affect him necessarily this summer. But I think based on his comments over the last few days, his actions over the last few days, and really kind of going back a week and a half here, it's clear he wanted them to do something. I think at some point he realized they weren't going to do something or weren't going to do something significant. And he's been a little upset about it.
It's funny because the one year that they failed to get a star, they were forced to sign a bunch of two-way role players, and then they promptly kicked everyone's ass and won the championship. But apparently no one was paying attention when that happened. I had my eye on LeBron last night because I was sitting there thinking like he's got to be super annoyed. I thought his early game lack of aggression was like a clear sign that he was just kind of a little bit in a funk. He did get competitively engaged, and I thought he actually had an okay game. Definitely not the best that LeBron has been able to offer this season, but I thought he was all right. What do you have, like 25, 8, and 7 or something like that? He
just walks into that.
But I was actually... yeah, I know it's ridiculous. But I was actually last night when we finished with our live show, I sat down and I watched the post-game press conference, and I heard your question, and I 100% picked up on that, where he was like, the really good teams. It's just like this clear, because it's funny because during the game I was literally thinking, I was literally thinking, it's on the table that he goes into this presser and goes like, Denver's just way better than us. I literally thought it was on the table that he would go and say that, almost as like a clear shot at the front office for not providing them with the horses. And for the record, and I said this on my show last night, put yourself in LeBron's shoes. He probably went into this training camp thinking, this is my last great chance to win a title. We just retained everybody from our Western Conference Finals run. We're young, we're athletic. We don't have the specific need yet fixed because we couldn't get Bruce Brown. We lost him to the Indiana Pacers this summer, but we'll fix that at the deadline. This group should be able to carry us through regular season games. We'll deal with it in February, and then we'll make a run at this thing. And it has been, I would imagine that he's had conversations behind the scenes with his family and friends. I cannot believe how this season has gone. And I wouldn't blame him for feeling that way, because not only has it not amounted to regular season success, but specific players within the Western Conference Finals run have not gotten as much burn or opportunity as they did last year. The skill guards haven't played as well, which has been a big part of why they've struggled so much. And they didn't do anything at the deadline. And so, of course, he's annoyed. How shitty would it be if they got it right just in time for him to turn 40 years old, like I mentioned earlier? And so I do sympathize with him. And again, I said this earlier, but it's the reality to me. The Lakers had a clear need that they identified in May. They had 2 opportunities to fix it, and they never did. And that's their job. That's their job. And again, to me, I think one of the biggest core philosophies of the Laker front office that has to shift is the idea that star power is what wins. When you already have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the roster, there is a diminishing return there. It's you want to know why they don't want to include Austin Reeves in any trades? It's because Austin Reeves, when he's your third best player, the gap isn't as big between him and some of the other guards around the league. Now, if he's your best player, yeah, you need somebody with a little bit more athleticism and pop and firepower. But in that tertiary role, a guy like Austin's fine. What you need is the two-way athletes at the 2 and 3, and they just never were able to get out in front of that.